pick up relationships with, and then you lose along the way.
Yeah.
I like to say it's always a good thing. Like, try not to turn it into a bad thing. It's just because people tend to evolve and take different routes in life.
Yeah, and we're all changing,
Fully, yeah.
Like, the more we learn, the more we grow. And I was having that talk with Mason last night. He was talking about the difference between growth and acceptance.
Yeah.
Growth kind of happens whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
You go
can't
through a
stop it.
situation, you grow from it.
Yeah.
And, hopefully you learn from it too.
Yeah.
But acceptance, that's the hard part. Like, if you go through something fucked up or
Yeah.
whatever, finding acceptance in that, can be a lot more challenging, but a lot more rewarding too.
Yeah. That's where you, I guess you test yourself with resilience and patience. And then also, you got to be thick-skinned.
Yeah. I've noticed that with a lot of men, and I'm sure you'd probably relate to this. Like, the older they get, the more they kind of level out. They lose they're not as quick to anger, or they've got a bit more patience. And I think that's just growth.
That's me, man. Like, I would say that's me. I've leveled out majorly.
Yeah.
Because I was really quick to judge, really quick to kind of sort of snap back at things, But I think that just comes with, with a lot of time being disappointed or going through parts of my life where, like, hey man, slow down, because people are going through things too,
Yeah.
Like, I think we started off talking. I think we're talking about men's mental health and well-being, eh?
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know, I'm kind of lost myself. But men's mental health is definitely something that I think that'll always be an issue, really, because men can just be too stubborn to really
share,
Yeah.
open up. Do you think? Because I think times when I was growing up and in my, I would say, like, early teens, late teens, sorry, like between 18 and 25, mental illness or the mental well-being wasn't really a thing. But suicide was around, the big S word that really affects this country.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was as bad as it is now.
I think, like, the internet's not helped with that,
I was about to say, the internet, and because I think, like, the internet gives you an idea of insecurity, false hope. If you're going through stuff, and then when you're going through something, when you're in a dark place, because normally when you're in a dark place, you have no one to go to, because your mind tricks you into that.
And I think that can take you into the darkness too. Like, I think that often begins with a feeling of loneliness and isolation, and then you can just rabbit hole from there.
Yep, like, really quick.
Yeah.
I think I went through my darkest moment before I met your mum, and it was really hard to go through that in my life. And I had a good friend. Gratefully and thankfully, I had a good friend of mine who, all it took was he just reached out. He didn't know I was going through this the whole, like, anxiety and just dark thoughts, like thinking about suicide and self hurt, or and all he did was like, hey bro, let's catch up. I didn't want to catch up, bro. I'm curled up in my bed, blinds down, and I've got no mates, and I had everyone around me. I was just so removed from that I was like, oh man, and I was going deeper and deeper into my anxiety and depression. And then I kind of sort of said, yeah bro, I'll catch up with you, and then caught up with him. We just went for a walk up to Mount Eden, and it was just that one moment that went, whoa, this is actually good. And then I kind of sort of clutched onto my mate, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna do this with you all the time, you know, like you're saving me right now. And it was like, oh, you know, this is what we do. And it wasn't, I think it would have been like the third or fourth time we caught up. And then I opened up to him and I said, oh, actually, you know, I'm going through a thing where I feel like I haven't done anything with my life, and I'm questioning all the things that I did. What are the bads and the wrongs that I've done to people? So I was really kind of sort of making a list. I need to contact these people and apologize for all the wrong that I've done, you know?
Yeah. Like a my name is Earl, sort of make a list and make it right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I went through that list, and then I one by one, and I'd like to say 90, or let's say out of 10 people, one person said, I did notice that you didn't want to talk to me, and I do know why you didn't, and I'm glad that you brought it up. And then the other 9 were like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't realize. So it's, to me, that was like a eye-opening moment, because I was like, dang, I was so hard on myself that I assumed that I hurt these people or affected them in any other way, in a negative way, from my actions or what I said. So that can really drive a person to a dark, you know, place, or a dark corner.
We never really can know the impact that we have on someone.
Yeah, man.
Until you talk about it.
Right.
I had a friend a few years ago. He took his life, and I often think about around that time, because that was, aside from what he was going through, for myself personally, I was going through the worst time of my life.
Yeah.
And I think it caught everyone off guard, you know. I think a few people assumed, like, of anyone, it would have been me.
True.
But I'm, you know, on the one hand, I'm thankful that the last thing I said to him was that I love you.
Yeah.
But I also, you know, there were circumstances around that where, you know, some things happened and I didn't feel like I could reach out to him.
Yeah.
And I do wish I did, you know. It didn't feel right, and then it was too late.
You know, some of the questions I have, and a few of the guys I talk to, only men. I've never talked to females or anyone outside of the whole, you know, young male and stuff around suicide. Was I always, for the people that have been affected by it, was I always ask is, do you think you would have been able to change the situation? And for me, I wish, but I always kind of sort of think that, I think the trend is it was always going to happen whether you were there or not.
It's a dangerous question to ask yourself. Very. Because you can really spiral from that. Because I asked myself that too. Like, maybe if I'd picked up the phone, you know, maybe things could have been different. But but I can't put that on myself, and I don't think anyone can, because ultimately that was his decision. Yeah. And in a way, it sounds awful, but in a way I'm thankful that his sacrifice, you know, happened, because seeing the outpouring of love and the devastation that caused, like, it just completely made me snap out of it and be like, you know, I couldn't do that to the people I love, you know. True. As hard as it might feel, and as much as, you know, I might be in the pits and just want to fucking leave, you know, don't want to do this anymore.
Did you ever go through a point when you're in that space that you will go through all your contacts and then you're like, I have no one to talk to or turn to?
Sometimes, yeah.
It's a hard one, eh?
Yeah.
Like I really, really struggled. Like I went through my phone and I was like, whoa, I have...
But full of contacts, but no one you feel like you can talk to.
Yeah. And then that kind of questions... Well, my questions to myself was like, if I don't have that person to talk to or reach out to, my relationships with those people must not mean anything from my point of view. Because if I had a really close relationship, I should be able to go, hey man, I'm not in a good space right now. I just wanted someone to talk to or vent to. And yeah, sheesh, that's a really, I don't know how to combat that or cure that. So I'm hoping anyone that's watching this, that's going through that now, is there is hope. I think it's just kind of having the, I guess the strength just to kind of hold on a little bit,
Yeah.
and then just maybe get some fresh air, which is what I was able to do. But I didn't do it by myself. I had someone to go, hey bro, let's just go for a walk, and it just took that one moment to kind of sort of flip my whole life around. But doing that, man, my life, because you can't predict what happens down the line, right? And then I would say maybe 10 to maybe 12 months later, I met your mother. We became good mates and just hung out and just had good conversations. And then we became a couple. And best thing that's ever happened to me. And I have these conversations with her every day. And we talk about like just well-being, and then also what's really good for me, which is abnormal, is I would always check in, and your mother will check in as well. So we check in with each other. So we would ask each other like, oh, is there anything that I've done to upset you? Or is there anything that I've said that I've upset you? There'll be a lot of no's, but then when there's the yes, it's like, okay, I need to take this on board.
Yeah.
Respect it if it hurts my feelings, and then vice versa. But then we will always learn from each other, which is a good thing, because I think that's what's important about relationships, is being vulnerable.
Big time.
And opening up.
Yeah.
I never used to do that.
Yeah.
It was always like, oh yeah, no, I'm all good, and then never say sorry for doing like things like not washing the dishes or something, I don't know, something small, but that something small could be something big for your partner.
Yeah.
And I'm super grateful. I'll probably say I wouldn't be at that or in this part of my life, or have this understanding, if I didn't go through it. So like being in those dark places and thinking about self-harm and stuff.
Yep.
I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't go through that. But if the people like watching or going through it, it's like, yeah, just give yourself a bit of time.
Yeah.
And patience is key, but also just have a little bit of strength so you can see through what you're going through.
It's interesting that you said that specifically about self-harm, like, because I've had that points in my life where it felt easier to physically hurt myself than to let myself cry.
Yeah.
And I must have, there would have been at least a 8-year period where I didn't cry at all.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
if I need to cry, I have a good cry.
yeah,
I had a cry the other day and it felt great.
Yeah.
But just getting in tune with that and allowing yourself to feel that, and
Yeah, man.
and when that feeling comes, not closing those parts of yourself off and being like, no, toughen up, you're a man, but
Yep.
like, no, you're a human being, like, and you've
Yep.
got complex emotions that you'll never understand, and
Yep.
that's okay.
Yeah, that's. I think that's just giving you. I think that's just giving you something to kind of like, sort of, you've just got to release all those emotions and stuff, right? But a lot of, especially for men, it's a foreign thing, and because you're still young.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say as you get older, it gets worse because you're more.
Don't say
in
that.
tune with your, because like look at your children,
Yeah.
right? As they grow up, and you're like, oh man, that was, man, I love that. That's cute, and your son will say something, and it'll like boom, and you'll kind of sort of turn around and have a little cry, and they're like, good on you, son, come on, let's do whatever it is, or keep going.
Yeah.
And then your daughter, all those things. So it does get worse, and I think because when I was young, man, full of testosterone, and yeah, I don't give a shit about, I'm going to do this and do that. Always doing things aggressively. So playing rugby, playing league, going out to the gym, punching the bag. There was no time for me to kind of sit back and actually sort of let love take over, or sharing affection. Because my affectionate side is really, really bad. Yes, I just got the thumbs down from Mum. Like really bad. And it's because of that. So I never had time to sit and have a conversation with Dad. And it's like, oh, I love you, Dad, and son, I love you. It was like, nah, that was kind of like not a thing in the house.
Yeah.
And I would probably say that's like a thing for every household in the island community. Please don't kill me on this one, guys. But it wasn't really common where like, I love you, son. But Mum, it was like, oh, I love you, Mum, and it was like, I love you, son. But when it came to Dad or the men in the family, I was like, yeah, yeah, let's take on tomorrow kind of thing, like harden up kind of thing. But as I get older, and then also I would like to say that I broke the cycle. Maybe it's because I only have girls in my family and daughters, that I became a big wuss. I'm always crying, always, like, oh, I love you, Dad. I'm proud of you, girls, and I always tear. And when Mum she goes away for a bit, and she goes, oh, I'm gonna miss you. Oh, I miss you too. And then it's kind of like 5 minutes down the road, and I'm on the phone. Oh man, yeah, I wish I was, coming down to Wellington with you, or you didn't have to leave. So, yeah, the soft spot gets bigger.
Yeah, so, but that shows too. I mean, even the girls, I saw they've done a couple of posts, and the way they spoke about you, like, I think the vulnerability that you allow yourself to show, it has an impact on them, and
it does,
it strengthens their bond with you as well.
Thank you. Like I think you just saying that we have never shied away from sharing our emotions about each other. So my daughters will always say, yeah, we love our dad, and we love doing like family time with my dad. And I will say I love my daughters, and then also in public, I always kiss and hug my daughters when they come and see me at like tonight, or when they leave, I always hug and kiss them. And then a lot of people look and goes, whoa, I don't really see that, but it should be a normal thing. And then also just talking about like being affectionate to my children. I don't know why I don't do that in my relationship. It's a really, maybe you can help me out with that. Maybe it's a.
I mean, it could potentially be a trauma response. If you've had relationships like that.
Actually, I just don't know. I don't know what the trauma is, but it's definitely that. I will. Because that actually kind of like struck a nerve when you said that. I was like, wow, you hit it on the nail there. I just need to figure out what that trauma is.
Because and I think anyone who's been in more than one relationship in their life, especially like maybe a long-term one, your first relationship, you'll conduct yourself a certain way, and then you'll learn lessons. The next relationship, you'll change this up, but maybe these things will go wrong, and it's also a different person, and you just, each person you interact with, and whatever the capacity of that relationship, you learn a little bit each time, and it's up to the individual on whether you become enlightened or jaded, and then there's all sorts of little things that come with that too. Like even on the way here, I was saying that I have kind of developed I don't like being touched. Just like I don't like people touching me. And it's kind of only in the last few years that's happened, and I'm not entirely sure where it comes from, but it just makes me like tense up.
Okay. I feel the same way, but
don't get me wrong, a hug is different, like greeting someone or leaving somewhere and giving a hug, but I just don't like someone randomly coming up and touching me.
I jump when someone grabs me from behind. So when someone hugs me from behind, I jump. Mum does it to me all the time. So she'll come and
she hasn't learned her lesson.
No. So she'll put her hand on my shoulder and I'll jump. I have reasons why that happens, because just growing up, I've always gotten myself into trouble where people will jump.
They have eyes in the back of your head.
So when mom or family members or even my mates, catch me and they like do that, hey bro, I jump, and then their reaction is whoa,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think I noticed that last night. I think a few people are aware of that, myself included. And they've come up to you and gently placed their hand on you.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Wow. I'm not the only one. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you like immediately got like deep. Eh?
Yeah.
I'm interested to know about. I've been thinking about this a bit lately, like as an adult with responsibilities and such, and then especially as a man, and the responsibilities that come with that.
Yeah.
How important has it been to you, like DJing and finding, I guess, turning this passion into like a career and a lifestyle, and then how that's, I guess, essentially created this space,
Yeah.
because of what I've seen online, like this place is amazing for all the young DJs in the area. I even
Yeah.
saw I can't remember his name, but it's a young lad who was DJing here and then ended up on my FM.
Yeah.
Like that's dope.
Yeah,
you know?
Luca.
Just like
Yeah. He great kid. Before I answer your question, he had only been DJing, I would say, 3 months, and then when he started doing the videos and posting and tagging my FM, that would have been 5 to 6 months into DJing.
Wow.
And he puts a lot of work and self-taught as well. So and then he has his
He's
mother.
got that ear for it, eh?
Yeah, and he grew up with the music with his mum, just playing that while he was growing up as a kid, doing the chores, and she's playing R&B and hip hop, and great kid. But he's got a lot of motivation and drive, and the passion is because of the music.
Let's bring that mic a little closer.
And then the passion really stems from his mum. So great kid. Yeah. And I wish him all the best. And he still comes in,
That's cool.
Yeah, super cool.
But I guess, the point I was trying to make is like, it seems like your passion for this craft and then creating this space for other people who might not have the opportunity to find this passion can come in and discover,
Yeah. So the DJing for me was a hobby. So it started off when I was 14, and it was like a dream, because I saw a DJ back in intermediate, and for his talent quest act was he was DJing, playing records, and then his MC would rap. So they were like a duo.
And back then, was it just 2 record players and?
Yeah, so just 2 turntables, mixer, and a microphone.
Yep.
And that was probably the most coolest thing that I'd ever seen in intermediate, and that was in I'm going to give you dates now. That was in 1986, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what, you were like 12 or so?
Yeah. And then seeing that was like, I've never seen this before, and I was like, okay, I want to do this. I want to be a DJ. And it wasn't until maybe a year or 2 later that I discovered that being a DJ is very expensive. Buying equipment, and back then you couldn't buy turntables in New Zealand, so you had to money order them from the UK or the US.
So what, you'd have to put like a deposit or a full payment down? Order it in?
Yeah, so you had to write a check and then
hell.
post it with the PO box number, also with the order form, the address, the return address, and then you had to confidently go, okay, I'm sending over like 2,200 New Zealand dollars to the UK, and then just cross your fingers, and then those turntables will turn up on your doorstep like 8 or 9 months later.
Oh my god!
And that was
stressful,
real stressful. So it took me a while to kind of sort of get my head around how to become a DJ, and then I finally kind of sort of understood, okay, you need the equipment, but don't forget you've got to collect records as well. So I slowly collected records, but also took mum and dad's record collection, which was like the Bee Gees, the Noblins, a lot of Bob Marley, heaps of Elvis.
Really?
And, heaps of Elvis, because Samoans love Elvis.
True.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Oh, it's a thing. If you kind of look back at photos of Samoans in the 70s, just have a look. The hairstyle was always the Elvis with the curl in the front.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of Elvis impersonators there without calling them Elvis impersonators. And then just managed to collect records, and then finally sort of trying to learn the art, because back then you don't get teachers or people teaching you how to DJ.
Yeah.
So I had to look at the old school or the OGs of DJing, just kind of watch. It was quite rude to kind of sort of ask, hey, can you teach me? Because it was like, oh, get away, kid. Like,
Yeah.
you know. And and then thankfully, like a lot of my friends, they got into it, their cousins or their uncles were DJs, so I would go and hang out at their houses or in their garage and then just watch them, and then they'll put me on, you know, just have a mix.
On a little side note, have you found that with DJing, is there kind of like maybe generic techniques, or does everyone kind of develop their own flavor and style when it comes to being on the decks?
No, there's a generic technique. It's like with anything, you know, there's a process. So
Yeah.
before you, I guess if you're, this is the worst like example, but if you're frying an egg,
Yeah.
you've got to heat the pan up,
Yeah.
put some real butter in there.
Yes.
Just let the butter sort of
Yeah, that's
heat.
the only way to cook eggs with real
Actually,
butter.
guys, yeah. Make sure that the butter's hot on the pan. Then you crack the egg and then you let the egg fry. Let
Let it fry. I'm into that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like DJing. So make sure that you've got the BPMs right with the two songs, and then you mix it in.
Yeah.
Get the volumes right, the EQs right, and then take out the next song. That's really bad analogy, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, it's. I'd like to say it's simple, but you do have to have an ear for.
That, yeah, so it seems like the two biggest things that you would need to be a DJ would be an ear for not just music, but like to, you know, keep beat,
Yeah.
or keep BPM, but then also probably quite an eclectic music taste, and
Yeah.
and the ability to find those right samples that pair.
Yeah.
And
So it's really it's a double-edged sword. So to have the skills, you've got to have the record collection, and then to have the record collection, you've got to have the skills, because you can't practice with like just two records.
Yeah.
And you can't practice if you've only got like one genre. So the collecting records or buying records and investing in it was really expensive.
Yeah.
And then also you had to go, okay, am I going to buy like a Dr. Dre, or am I going to buy Snoop Dogg?
yeah,
You know, both expensive, but which one are the crowd going to like the most when I drop in the club or the party that I'm DJing at? So at the time I'll be like, okay, I'll drop Snoop, and then I'll come back to Dr. Dre.
yeah.
You know, so you kind of sort of have to weigh out what you're buying first, and then, oh man, I remember like buying records was so expensive, man. And but
Even still, I mean, records have really come back in the past few
it
years.
has,
and
yeah,
sometimes, $60-$70 for a record.
yeah. It's still like even back then it was kind of like that price, you know, like $20 record to me was like $100.
Yeah.
And that was, collecting while you're in school. I was like saving lunch money. Every DJ was collecting records, would save, and they were using their lunch money. And then also, if a DJ that was collecting records and they said they didn't do this, they're lying. So when you go out and buy a record, you're always getting, you're paying for a record, but you're walking out with 2 or 3 records, because DJs would grab a vinyl. I'm buying Dr. Dre, but I'm going to put in that sleeve another 2 records, but making sure it's not bulky, and then you pay for it and then you walk out.
Awesome.
Every DJ did that. DJs would be lying if they said, no, I didn't do that. And that was the only way that you could get your collection up.
Yeah.
And then also your collection ready for a gig or a party.
Would that not affect the records, like sliding them in face to face?
It can if you put them in
Be
wrong.
careful.
Then you can scratch the records. But also there is a thing where there's karma in the record scene and the DJ collecting or curation of your records, right? And I believe this from the day and doing that. So my karma was a friend of mine borrowed 2 crates of records, which each would probably have about up to 50 records per crate. And he borrows 2 crates, and then he goes out. He does a gig, and then calls me the next morning. Goes, bro, the records, and I was like, yeah. And he goes, I left them in the car last night, and my car got broken into, and somebody took your records. And I didn't get upset. I was like, oh yeah, that's karma. Karma hit me straight right then and there.
Yeah.
And and I just let it go. I was like, oh yeah, sweet as. Like,
karma's an interesting one, eh? Like,
yeah.
I get that. Sometimes I'll have bad things happen, and I'll just stop and I'll be like, okay, I've probably done something to deserve this.
Oh, 100%. I believe in karma massively. Like, that's why I'm very careful with the way that I do things. So I'm always honest and, just transparent with what I do. So if I'm going to do something, I will say, oh, Eli, I'm going to do this. It might upset you a little bit, but just so you know. And then you can either say, yeah, go ahead, do it. But, if it bites you in the ass, it bites you in the ass.
Yep.
I told you so. And I'll be like, okay, I can deal with it, but I'm not going to do something and then bite me in the ass, and then you're like, why did you do that, bro? It's kind of like, I just don't want the karma to come back to me. I believe karma's had it, is done with me.
That's good.
I believe that, yeah.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. But fingers crossed. I just don't do anything to kind of sort of have karma back on my butt. But DJing is. But man, it took me a long time, and then DJing a lot of house parties, a lot of birthdays, weddings. I really dislike weddings, just because it's a very complicated.
I feel like they'd probably be a bit more picky too. They'd probably give you like an itinerary of songs they want. Or...
Yeah. Well, talking about DJing weddings, my good friend over here, I DJ'd his wedding, and then flew to Fiji, DJ'd his wedding, but the wedding was actually pretty easy. But what makes it really hard is when people change, the acts. Goes, oh, we've got like a dance happening here, and then we've got a speech, and what really sort of makes it hard for me as a DJ is we charge weddings crazy money, right? And then we'll set up like at 10 a.m. and then we'll start DJing from like, let's say, midday, and then we'll do like the wedding ceremony, and then we'll move on to the reception, and then if you collect all the hours that we've worked, excluding the setup, normally DJ for about an hour and a half.
Oh.
Yeah, because of all the speeches, all the performances, and people always like to like bring up like old memories of the wedding couple, and it just drags out. And I just watched a wedding couple, and I'm thinking, man, they spent all this money on me to DJ, and they're only getting an hour and a half party time. It's actually, I don't do weddings because of that, and then also because they changed the...
You want to feel like the client's getting the most out of you.
Yeah. And, and people that have booked DJs, and, they'll probably disagree with some of the things that I say, but just really think about, what you're paying for and how to use your DJ's best. It's best to just let the DJ just play and then go, okay, we've got a speech, and then music down, speech. Okay, back to the music. But just don't have your DJ sitting down and just play background music. Yeah, because it's it's not worth it. It looks cool when you have a DJ at your wedding, but
I think
iPod's enough.
I guess it depends on the vibe, eh? Like if you're really going to make it a rager and you plan on having the kick-ons and everything, and you're going to get your money's worth, hell get a DJ. But something that's kind of a bit formal and
sheesh. So just doing DJing all those party, like those events and stuff, and then finally got myself into nightclubs, and just doing nightclubs and stuff like that. Nightclubs are hard because that's when you fall into the temptation of alcoholism, drugs, women.
Yeah.
Fortunate enough for me, I wasn't I wasn't that guy that would like use DJing to to be a womanizer, to fall into heavy
It was
drug
about the
use.
music, not the
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. But I did drink a lot.
Yeah.
And the drinking was so bad. Like it was so bad that it affected my health.
Yeah.
So just didn't eat much. Like really pale. Got sick. There was a point where I was given an ultimatum by my doctor, and my doctor said, Chukkee, if you don't stop drinking, and if you don't stop smoking cigarettes, you'll probably die within 6 months.
Holy.
Really, really, really bad. And so I stopped, but I had like I can't remember what the sickness was, but I was just always coughing phlegm.
Like a bronchitis or something?
Bronchitis, yeah. Really bad. And I tried to, it affected me really bad in a way that like, it'll, when you get that little itch and then you cough, but when you cough there's phlegm and it just shoots straight out from your throat. It was like that all the time, and it got to a point, because I was working in sales and I was traveling around the country like as a sales rep, and then I got so nervous that I didn't want to talk to people because it just kept happening.
You're worried
it was something out of my control, and I think it took me probably 2 months to recover from that.
Wow.
And then I stopped drinking, and I was alcohol free for about 5 years. But I do things hard,
Yeah.
So I have that addictive personality where I'll stop, and then when I start again, I really like get into it.
Relatable.
Yeah, it's just like, I have no self-control. And I thought, oh man, this whole DJing thing is going to kill me. And I blamed it on my DJing, and then I still kept DJing, but then I had to look at DJing as a job, as a career, so I have to respect it. So respecting it in a way like, man, don't be a dickhead, like don't abuse the alcohol.
I guess respecting something legitimizes it, and that's, for you, it seems like that's probably was a transition from hobby to career.
Yep. And I think it would have been around 2004 that I seriously took it as a career and respected the art form. And I would say from that point on, I just did a lot more of my DJing. I ended up doing like a couple of DJ battles, national DJ battles, and which was fun, and it really puts you in a spot where like, okay, this is where people are going to go, you suck or you're actually good.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say that I was kind of like in the middle, like, oh, you're okay, but you weren't bad, but I wouldn't say I was good, and I'd like to say that I wasn't shit. But
I mean, at that point though, how often were you DJing? Like, obviously now you DJ every day, but
yeah, so I would say I was probably DJing 4 times a week.
Oh, that's still a lot.
Yeah, but the difference is, so club DJing or like mixing, club tracks just to keep the party going is different from competitive DJing.
Right.
Where competitive DJing is like you're showcasing skills. So there's a lot of scratching.
You want to shine.
Yeah, you want to shine. Yeah, so there's a lot of like, it's just all tricks and stuff. That's the stuff that I like about DJing, and because of doing that, it actually put a light on me where promoters and clubs are like, oh, we want this guy to DJ for us, and then I started getting booked more because I was doing these competitions, and I pulled away from the battles because I was getting smashed left, right, and center from these DJs. There's so many good DJs out there. And then I thought, okay, I'm just stick to club gigs. And then with the club gigs, it just put me in a space where like, man, I'm really comfortable with this. And club gigs are good. So if you get like a residency in New Zealand, the money's great. And then that's when you can say to yourself, okay.
When you say a residency, are you meaning like at a venue?
So if you get a regular, so residency will be like, I DJ at this venue every Friday,
right,
from like 10 p.m. till like 4 a.m. So if you get that, and if you get like 3 or 4 of those a week, that's really good money.
That's a job.
That's the job. And then so that will give you a month or maybe 2 months worth of wages.
Wow.
On the higher end. So I would DJ save, and there'll be. So I like to invest in my DJ career. So I'll like save, and then I'll go, ooh, a new mixer's come out, and I'll go buy that mixer. And it goes, oh, these new speakers are out. I'll go buy that, and then lights, smoke machine, and then while I'm collecting equipment, I'm not necessarily using it, but then I'll get a DJ say, oh, hey man, I want to hire some equipment. Do you know where I can go? So hey man, I've got some equipment. You can hire that. So it kind of sort of worked out. So everything kind of sort of paid for itself. And I'm like, okay, I'm really focused on this whole DJ thing.
Yeah.
And then I quit my day job, and I'm like, I'm throwing myself.
That's really cool that you like saying all that. It's not only have you legitimized it, but it's almost like it reminds me of a trade, you know, like for myself and my tools, you know.
Yeah.
Like you buy tools, you don't necessarily use them every day.
Yeah.
But when you need them, they're there.
Yeah.
If someone needs to use them, you can hire them out.
But it's a big investment, eh?
It is a big investment, but you're investing in yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's important. It's important that that you invest in yourself. And I say this to a lot of young DJs, you know, and it gets a little tricky because you can't call yourself a builder if you don't have a tool belt.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you know how to build, but where's your tools to to build? And it's the same principle of DJing. Like you can't, you know how to DJ or mix and do all that stuff, but
you got no kit.
Yeah, you can't call yourself a DJ if you've only got like a USB stick and a laptop and headphones.
Yeah.
Like you've got to have equipment, you know, and that's a really touchy subject, but just in my opinion, like, you need to have your own equipment and just invest in yourself. That's, you've got to invest in yourself, and by doing that, you build, I guess like a setup where if you're going to do a club set, you can take your laptop. But if they require you to take some DJ equipment there, you're ready to go. If you're doing a wedding, I'm ready to go. And then you can charge people as a DJ, you know. Investing in yourself is really important.
Do you think that? Do you think it's necessary for DJs to physically own vinyl? Because obviously the technology, you know, like you've got these nice decks here.
No, I don't think. You don't have to invest in vinyls. You know, for me, because it was the only way that I could DJ was to buy vinyl. If I let's say if I started DJing now and I was getting into it, I wouldn't collect vinyls. I'll collect MP3s. Yeah. But I'll invest in the skill and the equipment so that I can get into the art form, whether it's just mixing music, mixing beats, or doing the whole, it's
probably been interesting for you to see how the technology has changed over time. From that first show you said you saw with, the guy had 2 turntables and a mic.
The way that DJing has evolved has been good, but then also it can be bad because it's so accessible to DJ.
I know what you're saying. Because I think that's across the whole music industry. Like, it's. I've made an album. I made it on my phone like about 10 years ago. Wow. And
wait, have you played that to me or?
I don't think so, but it was just something I, just bought at home and made an album because I wanted to. Yeah. But in the past, that would have taken a recording space. It would have taken, session musicians. Yeah. It would have cost a lot of money, and so something I did in the living room. Yeah. So I think that accessibility, as you say, it's going to become harder to weed out the proper artists as opposed to people who are giving it a go, and
Well, let's say. I want someone to build my deck, right? And I'll go with the cheapest option because this guy knows how to build, but he has no tools.
So, I'll say right now, never go with the cheapest option.
So it's like the whole DJ thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna book this DJ because they're the cheapest option, but this DJ has no tools to DJ. But we'll go and ask his mate and say, hey, can I borrow your gear or whatever, you know? And then
Should have just hired the mate to begin with. That.
yeah. And most of the time, you know, it's always a fail.
Yeah.
And then people always, oh man, I wish I don't book this DJ because it was a horrible experience. But yeah, you gotta build that foundation. You know,
Yeah.
start from the bottom, get some practice in, and then build your collection of equipment, and then just keep going. You know, and then slowly people go, oh, my friend knows how to DJ. He's actually got a nice setup, and he goes, okay. Well, what does he charge? Oh, he charges this. And he goes, okay. And then it's up to that DJ to say, yeah, I'll take that because I'm still learning. I do have the equipment, and then kind of build from there.
Yeah.
But you can't go from DJing, we call it bedroom DJing, straight into a club.
No.
Because there's going to be a lot of problems in between from bedroom to clubs. Because there's a lot of like, okay, why is my music not connecting, or why is it not working?
Yeah.
And a lot of DJs that, you know, kind of start off will probably not know how to fix that or render the problem, you know.
So can you go deeper into that?
So there's a lot of different equipment in nightclubs or venues, and a lot of DJs that start off will only have knowing how to DJ on their own setup at home, whether it's a big setup or small setup, and then also haven't had the
so like the versatility to be able to switch between different
equipment,
setups.
setups, and also not knowing how to read a crowd, because it's very important to know how to read a crowd when you're DJing.
Yeah.
So let's say you're opening up, you can't play the bangers because you got to save that for the headline act, right? And if that DJ does that, normally the headline act will be pretty pissed because you've just rinsed the crowd.
Yeah.
And so there needs to be some form of like, oh yeah, I know how to open up, or I know how to close off.
Yeah. You're really building a picture with the music.
Yeah. So I think DJs or people that want to get into DJing just kind of sort of needs to just take your time, because it's actually a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're really doing it for the passion for the music and for the art, then you shouldn't be rushing the process.
Exactly.
It should just be naturally like, oh, I actually want to learn
Yeah.
how they actually produce the track, or how they do these certain blends, or if you want to get real technical, I want to learn how they do that scratch. But you can't rush it where you're like, oh yeah, you know, and then I'm going to do the club first, and then I'll come back to the practicing. You've got to go through the stages. That way your career lasts a lot longer, you know. I've seen DJs come and go real quick, trying to rush that process.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate enough for me. I've been in the club scene since 2004, like full time. You know, what are we now? 2026.
Yeah. 22 years.
Yeah, 22 years.
Oof.
But have been DJing / collecting records or DJ equipment since I was like 14, 15.
Wow. Do you still have any of that like original equipment you got?
Yeah, I've got a few here. Like it's just up behind me. Well, sorry guys, you can't see that, but yeah, I've pretty much got all my original turntables and mixers.
That's cool.
Also, another cool factor is my good friend that I DJ'd his wedding in Fiji has my original turntables that I started off with.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's funny, we just had this conversation before we're talking now, and you know, he said, oh yeah, I can't give them away because, you know, Chukkee gave these to me, and I made him promise me. He said, whatever you do not get rid of them, do not sell them, and if you ever do, give them back to me.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad
you
that
could have them right up there on the wall.
yeah, and I will like to, I'll say thanks bro for keeping those those turntables, because I think I've had those. I've had those turntables since I was like 18, 19.
True.
Yeah, and I'm 50 now. That's crazy.
It's a minute.
Yeah, it's a minute. Yeah, so I love DJing with passion, and I've got twin girls that are very into the DJ
Yeah.
scene and the DJ world, and they promised me, and I made them promise me, whatever you do, don't use my art to gain followers or clout. And it was really hard for them because when they were growing up in the DJ world, it was really hard for them to prove that was the case. Because it wasn't until people started finding out that they were my daughters, that people started going, oh, potentially Nepo babies, but
No, but they've really
Far from.
created and found their own sound.
yeah, 100%. And my daughters will always thank me, they say, oh, Dad, thank you for teaching us how to DJ. If it wasn't for you, and I was like, I understand that, girls, but you got to remember, I only taught you the basics, and then we had this chat, and I said, it's up to you how you use it. Whatever you do, like I said before, don't use it for clout, and don't use it to social climb or whatever. And then they just understood that, and then they're like, yeah, Dad, and they work hard, they grind, they.
There was something they posted about the other day. It was just, they'll mention you in the post, but they said specifically, because the kit's so expensive, they felt privileged to have access to practice on your kit.
Yeah.
And going back to what we were talking about earlier about family and extended family.
Yeah.
And in this place, it's like that gift that you've given to your daughters, you've now extended that to your wider family with this venue.
Yep. So a big part of it was like, so Mum and I built this cafe together, and the plan was DJ equipment. So if you've been to the cafe, you have the turntables. The main features was the turntables and the coffee machine side by side, and that's a reflection of me and Mum, and we were kind of like, yeah, this will be cool. But at the same time, because Mum's been in the coffee industry for a very long time, and she was like, babe, I don't know if this is a good idea, because while you're thinking about opening a cafe, I'm closing them, and she's going around, just trying to help, cafes, like, just shut up shop, because it's a difficult world out there.
Yeah.
And I said to Mum, I said, I promise you, babe, this whole idea and concept, it'll work.
If you build it, they will come.
That's what I said. I said, babe, I keep getting told, if I build it, they will come, and it happened. But I had faith in that because of my daughters, their circle of friends, myself and my circle of friends, and it's just a DJ community, right? And because of DJs, each DJ have their own following.
Yeah.
So it just went viral in that way, in a positive way, organically. So I'll get one DJ, and that DJ will say, oh, I'm at Reunion Cafe, and I'm just having a jam. Come and check me out, And then their group of friends would come.
I've seen some posts here, bro, and it's like people are busting out the walls. Like there's this packed in here. It's awesome to see.
So we're only supposed to have about 23 people in the cafe.
Wow.
Because that's the space that we have, and then for health and safety reasons, we can only have 23
it becomes
packs.
a fire hazard.
Fire hazard, but we've had up to about 350 people.
Oh my
not
gosh.
in here, but sort of like crammed in the cafe, but also out in the lane and then on the street. Which was pretty scary, because I worry about the safety of the people like hanging out on the footpath, because we're kind of like on the main road coming off the motorway. But because of the positive vibes that we've got here with the cafe, and just having young DJs, old school DJs come in, just have a jam or just work on sets before they go into the city. Auckland City Council picked up on it, and they're like, oh, we're interested on how people come out, and they're asking questions like, so what makes it what makes you guys special that people come to the cafe? And I said, it's because we have DJ equipment, and we're open till midnight on a Friday and a Saturday night, and we're always serving coffee and matcha, and we don't do alcohol here. And they're like a little confused, but because the drinking culture has changed, not a lot, but a little bit, but enough.
I've noticed it, and even in Wellington too, it's especially younger people turning away from alcohol a bit more. I think it's really good.
I think it's good. I think it's healthy for the country, because the drinking culture in New Zealand is very very bad. I'm a prime example of that. Like the bad side of alcohol, because I used to say that I was good at drinking, but I wasn't. You know, I would tell people, oh yeah, you know, bragging about, oh yeah, I can drink 2 boxes and I can still drive, or I can drink 2 boxes and I'm still standing. You know, it was like a competition. You know,
Yeah.
but that was the wrong way of drinking. You know, I was abusing alcohol, and then trying to tell my boys, oh yeah, you know, this and that. But then also it was like affecting my savings.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my money went on alcohol. I wasn't, man, it's really scary. And, you know, can you imagine all that money like being saved? But, you know, you can't go back on that. But it was a lesson learned.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the drinking culture is definitely changing. But, you know, like,
Yeah, and like environment is a really big contribution to that. So,
Yeah.
like when I was doing my bricklaying, I shouldn't really be saying this, but I didn't drink before that, and then I kind of had an afternoon of peer pressure. We had a roof shut put on for us, and the boys were going, you know, you rude bastard, like have a beer. You know,
Wow.
let's put on this big spread for us. Have a beer. I was like, finally like, yeah, right, had a beer. And I drank beer before when I was younger, but I never had a taste for it. But that first sip was like, it's like kissing a beautiful woman, you know. It was
Yeah.
like just immediately,
Crispy.
immediately was
Perfect cold.
delicious. And after that, I could pretty honestly say I would drive home most days.
Wow.
After that, because I just started drinking with the lads, and
Yeah.
because I hadn't been a drinker for most of my 20s,
Yeah.
I had no gauge on my limits, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'd be 5 or 6 beers deep and
Yeah.
driving home, and I think back now, like what an idiot, you know, like, you know,
Yeah.
I had a young family at home, and
right.
just, and then also, you know, with my father, you know, like his issues with alcohol,
Yeah.
like I know I'm not far off being an alcoholic, like
Yeah.
all it would take is just that one extra drink, or you know, maybe drinking just a couple nights in a row,
Yeah.
would tip me over that edge.
Yeah.
And I never want that, you know.
I did that a million times. And being a DJ, you get free drinks
Yeah.
at the bar. Sometimes you say, oh yeah, I'll have 1 or 2 because I'm driving, you know, so I'll just have that. But that'll be like 1 or 2 shots. And you don't realize, and you think, oh yeah, my tolerance is high. I'm all good, you know. But yeah, I can't use that and measure, oh, I'm okay to drive. It's not until you do the breath test and it goes, oh mate, you failed.
Yeah.
You know, and uh-oh.
That'll sober you up quick.
Yeah. But man, I'm so grateful that I haven't hurt anyone, or
Yeah.
you know, hurt myself and doing stupid acts like that, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's definitely not worth it. But you know, and I always keep getting told, why don't you just catch an Uber? And I'm like, I was thinking about it, and if you weigh out the risks, you know, I was
Yeah.
like, dang, I should have just called an Uber. And then I always encourage people, why don't you just call an Uber?
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know, why is it the inconvenience that you're guys, I prefer to drive.
Because you don't want to go pick up your car the next day. You want,
True.
but at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't be drinking if you want to have access to your car all the time, you know?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's why I'm lucky that mum drives me everywhere.
Yeah, sure. Mind you know, you're not really a big drinker now at all.
Nah, I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
Been 2 years now. But I go on and off. So before that, it was I was sober for 4 years, and then I had a few drinks when we were on holiday, and then I was like, oh yeah, nah, it's not me. And then sober 2 years now. So yeah, drinking's not for me. Just too much pain comes with it, you know.
Yeah. That's fair.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but yeah, DJing, where were we?
I don't know, we've covered a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, so Mum and I just wanted something for ourselves, because I still actively DJ in clubs
Yeah.
and bars, and I wanted something where I still can DJ, but also give back to DJs. And then, you know, Mum loves coffee, and I love coffee as well, so I thought it only makes sense that we had a cafe with DJ equipment and obviously a coffee machine.
Yeah.
And then it kind of sort of just built, but didn't realize how big it got.
Yeah.
With young DJs coming in, and so the DJ gear, like if you look at it, there's no do not touch.
Yeah.
If you know how to use it, yeah, definitely like jump on, you know. And it's just my way of like giving back to young DJs that don't have equipment.
Yeah.
You know, I can't go to young DJs or people that want to get into DJ and goes, oh, you can't be a DJ because you don't have a record collection, or you should buy turntables and invest in a mixer, blah blah blah. It's like, give it a go. Like, rather than hate, teach. You know, because then they'll know real quick if it's for them or not.
Yeah.
And a lot of DJs that have been through here is like, oh, this is actually hard, or wow, it actually feels better than what I currently have. You know, and it just gives them reassurance or an understanding of how DJing works.
Yeah.
And I think that to me is enough.
And opening up the space and allowing, you know, the public to use this equipment, I think probably would create a level of respect too.
Big time. Yeah. I think that's not what I'm looking for, you know.
No, sorry, I'm not talking about necessarily, you know, you earning respect, but what I'm saying is like, it's like any, you know, you have nice equipment out and you're allowing people to use it, like more often than not they're going to be more willing to respect that equipment because you've been kind enough to share it, and you know.
I get a lot of questions before they jump on, and they go, oh, how much would this cost? And you know, I try to down the price because
you know, make them feel like they can't touch it.
Yeah, because this will be about about $7,000. Just this. Yeah. And then this mixer here would be about 3,700 on its own. So that's a lot of money.
And then you got the computer too.
And,
and then all the extra fixings.
Yeah. So that's a lot of equipment. But if you're an active full-time DJ, because you're making that income, you reinvest, right? And because when you reinvest, you end up with this equipment. But there's equipment out there that's worth like a car, like $14,000. I want to go down that route because that equipment kind of is not my style of DJing, so I won't use like that equipment. But
but I guess it's been a slow build too. Like, you know, as you've gone through, you buy nicer kit as you can afford it. Like,
so this has taken me, I would say it's probably taken me 20 years. So it took a long time to collect my gear.
Not the same, but similar with the podcast. You know, it started off with me on a wooden bench that I built, and my phone and a lapel mic I got off Temu.
Wow.
And then I built the studio and had some Kmart microphones, and this is the first time I've actually bought some
these are really good mics, by the way.
Equipment. Well, I've heard good reviews and the sound quality seems all good. So hoping for the best.
No, I love this. This is great. But
oh, hello.
Yeah. The space has been good, and it's been a positive response. You know, having Auckland City Council, you know, asking.
I see a lot of people reposting, and that's really cool.
As long as we're, you know, like Mum and I, we promised ourselves, as long as we're genuine and we mean well.
Yeah.
And it's not about ourselves.
That's it. Yeah. This all seems beyond both of you. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's been created by you, but
it has its own life now.
Yeah. And I guess part of it almost seems like it was supposed to happen, you know? Like, kind of like you said, like you just felt like it had to happen and it would happen, and you manifested it, you put in the work, and you know, the mahi paid off in the end. Like,
you know, sorry, like before, you know, I have to acknowledge Damo.
Yeah.
You know,
shout out Damo.
Yeah, shout out Damo, man. Like, I didn't realize how good he is at building, and the precision, the craftsmanship, as well as the
he's really a one of a kind of human being. The first time I met him, my first impression of him was so off. It was so wrong. I remember seeing him and being like, what the hell? And that's when he had his long, beautiful mullet. And,
yeah.
And I was like, who the hell's this kid? And I started working with him. I started getting to know him, and he's probably the hardest working person I've ever met.
When he locks in, he's locked in.
But then he's also the hardest partying person I've ever met.
Yeah, which makes no sense.
It shouldn't work. And this guy, he will be, you know, the last person at the party, and he'll be the first person on site the next day.
Yeah.
And he won't complain, and he'll, you know, he's just an absolute unit. And
He
got all the time for that guy.
he built this in 3 days.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 days, and that was using no plans,
Yep.
just a tape measure, pencil, and a couple of offcuts, and it was just freestyle all the way through.
Yeah.
And in those 3 days, I saw how technical everything was. You know, it looked simple, but when he was explaining, you can't just put panels on the center blocks because they'll just fall off.
Yeah.
And then you can't put the shelving on the center blocks because it needs support.
Yeah.
And then he kind of sort of broke everything down, and I was like, dang.
So I guess like the love and passion and consideration that you would bring to your DJing and not just your own DJing, but I guess the trade of being a DJ.
Yeah.
That's the same passion that he brings.
He's got-
and you know, he's worked for companies that weren't willing to work at his standard.
Yeah.
And he left.
Yeah.
He's like,
I heard that.
I can't sacrifice my standard, you know, just because you want to make a quick extra bit of money. Like,
Yeah, or save a bit of money.
yeah, and that's true passion, and that's how you get someone who's really great at their trade, or you know, or their craft.
Yeah, Damo's the man. So because of this, and you know, the cafe having its own energy, Mum and I, we can kind of sort of step back a little bit, where we have an amazing barista, T, who works the main shifts during the week, and then I'll come in on a Friday with Mum, and then Mum does like the Saturdays, because I DJ every Saturday. And because we can kind of sort of step back and cafe kind of run on its own, it's given us a little bit of time to open a restaurant.
Yeah.
So we're working on that at the moment. But
It's such a cool space there.
yeah, it's an amazing space. I
yeah.
can't wait for people to see it.
Do you think the aesthetic will a little bit match in here, or is it kind of going to be its own thing?
Yeah, it'll be its own thing.
Yeah.
Same vibes.
Yeah.
But it's more like wine and dine.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Maybe less accessible.
Yeah, less accessible with the DJ equipment. Like the DJ equipment will still be there. There'll be some records in there, but yeah, same vibes but different aesthetics. Yeah.
One thing, again off topic, but every time I've come here now, there's one record that I always notice, and it always just catches me off guard. I don't know if you could guess which one it is.
Oh, it might be. Okay, I'm gonna say, because it's not my genre, it's not my style of record.
It just caught me off guard. It's not a band I would think that you would listen to.
Is it Deftones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That tripped me out
Ah.
because I've only recently. It was actually because of seeing it. I saw that record up there and I was like, I've never actually listened to Deftones. So I've just slowly been chewing through their discography, and they're great, but just so far away from, you know,
What I normally have in the collection.
Yeah.
So that Deftones record is, so when I opened up the cafe, I asked everyone for something, a piece of something that I could put on the shelf, and I've got something from you. You know,
Yes.
you made a chessboard for me,
I did.
and that's sitting in the corner, and it gets used every day.
You know what? I was looking at it, and I love the wear and tear on it.
Yeah.
And you know, people have been putting their drinks on
Yeah,
it,
the
and it's got
splatters
little
of
chips
coffee.
on it, but it's perfect. Like,
It's perfect, yeah.
It shows the life that it's lived here, and
Yeah.
I'm stoked that it's get used all the time.
Thank you, man. I really love that chessboard,
That's
and it
awesome.
gets well used. So, you've given me the chessboard.
Yes.
The Deftone record belongs to China, so China gave me that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she goes, "Oh, here, Dad, this is my piece to add to
Oh,
the
that's
collection." So that's why that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would definitely be out of place if you had that playing in here, but
Yeah, true.
yeah, but it just, I remember seeing it and being like, hey,
Yeah, it's been played a couple of times.
oh, cool.
Yeah, so yeah.
I had a question before, I guess about style or personal preference, but for you, like, what do you find more satisfying, like getting technical in the middle of a song, maybe scratching it up, or finding those really like delicious transitions between songs, like the ones where you switch the song and everyone's like, oh my god, like holy.
Yeah, I'm the more technical.
Yeah,
Whereas,
just getting into it, like
just getting into it. Yeah.
That's I find that really impressive, like being able to scratch but then getting right back to that exact point that you need to, you know.
Yeah, that's me all day.
Yeah.
But that's an old school thing, you know.
Do you find with some of the newer guys coming up, like they maybe focus less on that and it's more about the transitions, or?
Yeah, the only reason why is because the style of DJing is different now. It's all about, you know, just playing the music.
Well, because you come from that vinyl time, so obviously, like, you're probably more limited than you are now.
Yeah.
Technically, you know, it's like you're working the record, you're switching between them, but beyond that, you know, like there's not a lot of room for, I guess, pushing the boundaries a bit further. Whereas now, you know, this technology is, I have no idea what you can do with this machine, but it looks impressive.
It's the technical side, like with the scratching and that kind of sort of, it's not a, I don't want to say it's a dying art form, but it's just not really sort of a thing with the style of DJing, with the types of parties. You know, when you say like the transitioning and people are like, oh, you know, that there is just all about like making a song sound so good, and then call them wordplay. So one song will have like a let's go, and then the next song that's coming in is let's get it, and then we're gone or something, you know, and people go, and it's kind of like that wordplay is like, oh, it matched, you know. That's where you go like, oh, that was sick. That there is nice, but also that's what people kind of sort of expect in parties now, in clubs and stuff like that. But you see it all over the YouTube videos where you have DJs here and then people in the back, you know, like enjoying the vibes,
like boiler room sets and such.
Boiler room stuff. But also the scary thing with that is because those clips are like really short, right? And because when they capture that moment, way I see it is the DJs that are coming up through the scene are looking for that 15-second moment. And
that's tricky there, because you're capturing the crescendo, but you're missing all of the build-up. It kind of detracts from that moment.
So you got to remember, like, you know, if you're doing an hour set, like you caught that 15-second moment, right? But you got to remember, like you said, there's a whole build-up to that. So if you watch the full set, of course it's probably a good set, but that whole set is not always. That 15-second moment is not 1 hour of that, you know, that moment.
And it'll be interesting to see the future, not just in music, but, you know, in lots of different ways. Like, we have such a short attention span now because of the way social media kind of comes at us, and you know, with TikTok and whatnot.
Well, you're just flicking, you know. Just watching.
Like, honestly, I can barely sit through a movie anymore. Like, it really has to be gripping, or it has to be something I've actively wanted to watch or sort out. Like, if it's just on TV, I'll just fall asleep. Like,
true. I'm like that now, but I think it's an old age thing.
I guess it happens.
So, so the space, you know, just having the space available for young DJs and old school DJs has been great, because it brings all these DJs together, right? And then they get to connect and go, oh, I DJ at this venue, or I don't DJ anymore, I'm more like at home now because I've retired, or I've got a young family. And then it's really good because they get to share those stories. So it's a way where people come here and they're kind of like, oh, I spoke to so-and-so. We're back in the day when there wasn't a place like this. It was kind of like, oh, I would like to meet that person, but it was kind of like, I don't want to sort of intrude, you know. I'm not at that level where I can approach like an OG DJ, or, you know, or an old school DJ going, oh, I really like this young talent, but it might be awkward or creepy that I go and say, hey, man, that was a good set.
But I think that's so perfect about the name here, like re.union. You can take so much meaning from that, but really, the community that's evolved from this place, it's really impressive.
Your mum actually named the cafe Reunion.
Yeah?
I was so angry.
Why?
Oh, just because I was so angry that because I'm the guy that goes, oh, I've got a name or I've got an idea.
You're just angry you didn't think of it.
Yeah, and then we're like driving, and she's like, babe, I've got a name, and I was like, oh, what is it? And she goes, Reunion. And I was like, dang. And for those of you that are watching that don't know, Reunion is, well, the cafe's on Union Street.
Yes.
And for her to...
Oh, no. What's happened? Damn, sorry, I forgot where we were. That just put me off that the rig died.
How long do you think that was like that for?
It wouldn't have been long. I've been keeping an eye on it. It might have been like 5 minutes. But a lot of people just listen anyway. They won't really they won't always watch. So, I don't know. We're probably just going to wrap it up shortly anyway.
Yeah.
I think we've covered a lot. Yeah, I guess you want to promote the cafe?
Yeah, so so this is our Reunion Cafe, and it's a small family-owned business. Mum and I own it, and we did this out of pure passion, for music and coffee. And then we're in Auckland City, so we're on Union Street, number 27.
27 Union Street.
Yeah, shop 14. So, and then also, so we only do coffee and matcha and tea, hot and cold, but we do have a cafe across the lane as well, so you can grab some bakery food.
Is that the Holy Moly?
Yes, yeah. So
Yep.
so there's a bakery across the lane, so you can go to the bakery Holy Moly, and then so there's two bakers in there. So there's Holy Moly, and then there's Kuzilla, and then Holy Moly is like your savoury, and then your sweets is Kuzilla. So you can just grab your bakery stuff and just come into the cafe and just eat your food here, because they're really good to us, and we support each other in this lane. Small little, I guess, like a community. Yeah,
it's cool. It was cool to see so many people from the building come down last night.
Yeah, it's really hard because we're trying to do things here, but I think our hurdle is noise control.
Yeah, you don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Yeah, it's really hard, man, because we having my birthday at the restaurant, because the acoustics in there is crazy, like the echoes, really bad. But yeah, we had noise control, come in and say, hey, turn it down. I was like, it is down. He goes, no, we can still hear it, which is not good.
Yeah.
And then just hearing people talk, and it's no one's fault. Like, it's not the people's fault that they complained about the noise, and it's not our fault that we were loud. It was just the building is built wrong.
Yeah.
And I've just got to find a way to kind of sort of dampen that.
I've got some ideas about soundproofing there, which I'll share with you a bit later.
But the building's bad, eh?
It's not bad. It's just there's a few hurdles to navigate, but it's going to be a great space once it's all set up.
Yeah. So that's Reunion Cafe, and feel free to come check us out, because I like the fact that when you come in here, from my experiences, from people's reaction coming in here, that it's not intimidating and it's not overpowering.
No, not at all. It feels very welcoming.
Yeah.
Chill vibes.
Chill.
Some places, and I feel like something that, like this place, that's quite niche, could feel intimidating. Like, maybe someone who doesn't know anything about DJing or whatever, they just want to grab a drink, like, might be like, enough, I'm welcome in here, but that you don't get that vibe here.
Yeah, not at all. Also, our demographic, age-wise, would be, like 22 to about 35 years old, and then we do get older people coming in for coffees, and there's one lady that comes in here, and I think she's 79. And we just talk about books. She loves to read and collect books. So she'll go to thrift stores and look for books and stuff. I actually try to make her read one of my hip hop books, but she politely turned me down. She said, "Oh, unfortunately, it's not my thing. I'm more into like Roman Empire." So it's really lovely. And she'll just sit here and just talk about her books and what she's going to get up to, and then she'll just have her flat white. Yeah. And then she'll just say thank you, and then she'll leave. But she'll come in here maybe twice a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she loves the music, but we'll cater to her. Yeah. So she'll talk about music, and then I'll go into my collection and I'll pull out something old school. She loves her like 70s funk.
Oh, that's cool.
And then she'll just sit there, enjoy the songs, and then she'll leave, which is really nice because then it makes me happy that I can do that for her,
Yeah.
and then I can do that for the young generation.
Yeah.
I can pull out like Deftones.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. It's a little bit of a flex because that's not me. That's just by default that China's gone, my daughter's gone. Oh yeah, Dad, I'll put that in my collection. But that makes me like, oh yeah, I've got Deftones, guys. And,
Yeah. What would you say? I mean, I've heard a few of your sets now, and I like a lot of the music. I know a lot of the music, which is cool. But what would you say is like 100% like this is my jam? This is what I like to put on when I DJ.
Oh, I'll say 90s R&B.
Yeah.
So it'll be like Jodeci, like those kind of like real slow jams. Like that's what gets me hyped. Like, oh yeah, I'm ready to DJ. And then every now and then I'll drop like an R&B track. That'll be like my little reset. Because I don't really sort of get to play to myself anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's all work now.
Yeah, you're catering to an audience.
Catering, and I've got to do the best that I can for the bar to make money. So I've got to try and hold the crowd or the people that are there for as long as I can.
Yeah.
And if I can do that, then I know that I've accomplished what they wanted me to do for work. But when I get time, which is in here, then I'll just play R&B, and then I'll scratch.
Yeah.
And then I'll let the other DJs kind of sort of jump on, and then they do whatever they want to do. That's pretty much what the space is.
Yeah.
Because when you're paid to do a job, we're there to cater, but then when we have free time, we can do that here. And it's been good. So yeah, R&B is my thing.
That's cool.
90s R&B.
Yo.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's rad. Well, I guess we'll probably call it there.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, bro.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming,
Yeah.
and I think I'm keen to do an episode 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot more we could get into.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we've already been going for like over an hour, so probably leave it there. You need to get some sleep soon.
Yeah. What's the time now?
It's like midday.
Sheesh. I kind of cheated though because I had a nap before.
That's right, you had your
my
nap.
birthday.
Yeah, that would have helped.
That was one of the best naps I've had in a long time. I don't know whether it was being tired, or just knowing that, mum's, my partner's just taken over the reins and gone, babe, just go and chill out for a bit. I'll take care of like the restaurant and setting everything up. I think that's what it is. That just shows that I have confidence in it.
Good team, eh?
Yeah, so.
Oh, cool.
Well, thank you, Eli.
Oh, cheers, brother.
Love you, bro.